What's up, everyone? This is Tatum. I'm back with another episode of Fuck This Review, where today I'm going to be discussing Snoh Aalegra's Temporary Highs in the Violet Skies. This is my first, that's a long title. That's a long title. This is my first Snoh Aalegra review I'm doing. This is the first Snoh Aalegra album or piece of work I've listened to. So don't kill me. I've heard good things. This is why I wanted to check this one out. Just to get into it, first thoughts. I enjoyed it for the most part. This is a sad summer album that I'll get into later, but just Lost Love and the vibes of some of the records are just that summertime feel to it, but it still has this dark undertone to it if you listen to the lyrics and subject matter. Yeah, so that's just off top. The production was dope. Production from No ID, Tyler Creator, the Neptunes. This is her second album. So she has some heavy hitters presenting her with backdrops for this. So I appreciate that aspect. I'm not going to take too much of your time. There's 15 records on here. I'm going to go through the highs, the lows, at least to me, and just give my honest review on the Snoh album. So let's get into it. Before we start, remember to hit that subscribe button. Remember to hit that like button. We're dropping new content every week, at least 3 to 4 videos. This is the Fuck This Review segment. I have Flower segment where I like to give some of my favorite albums or albums that I believe deserve a little bit more recognition than Flowers. We have the Off the Wall segment where I go through my record collection and just, bring you into my life a little bit more. And I just started releasing playlists every Sunday on all streaming platforms, also on YouTube. Just go to my playlist. You can see every Sunday I'm going to be releasing a new playlist of some of my favorites just to get you prepared for your week, to get you through your week, and just to bring you in a little bit closer. So let's get back to the review. The album starts with Indecisive, and that was a cool track to start the record with. I love the beat switches. I love because it kept adding a new dynamic to the record, the opening record. So I enjoyed that. I love when musicians put effort into it and you can see the effort being done. So as a first-time listener, I really appreciate the opening track. Just from a music standpoint. We go into Lost You, which I believe is a single. I don't know how singles work even these days. It's a video for it. And when I mentioned that this album was like a sad summertime record, it's because it's lost love in the summertime or losing love going into the summer. To me, this is how I had to interpret the album. That's what I seen when I started listening to it. And it's a line in here that I'm going to say for the best lines, but it's a cold ass line. I don't want to hold your past against you. When you hold me, I forget to. I can never draw the line with you. I wish I knew what you were thinking, but that probably wouldn't change shit. So deep, I'm still falling for you. Like a lot of this record, it seems like at certain points, it seemed like they just broken up. Some points it seemed like they're together. Some points it seemed like they just broken up. Some points seemed like the after effect, like it's a song on here which she talks about, like a whole story about running to somebody at the airport or on an airplane that I thought was dope. So the stories on here are pretty good. That goes into In Your Eyes. I think that's a great summer record. That's probably my favorite one on the album. Vintage Neptunes production. I'm so happy that Chad and Pharrell are just like back mashing out, and a lot of their work has been on the R&B side for the most part. And I think that's where the Neptunes started at. So I just love what they're doing right now. But this record is dope. This is a good record. Vintage Neptunes production, but it's also a vintage sounding Neptunes hook. Like when I was listening to it, I was like, oh shit. This reminds me of some like first, second album Khalees type shit. That's probably why I love it so much. Just that Neptunes feel of it. Just like that, she has a line where she said, you can use me if you need me. Let your muse be your motivation. Picture perfect like a painting. Let the color say what you thinking. I was like, ooh. Talk that shit, man. That's an ill bar. The beat's dope on there. Again, I don't know if this is the type of production that she's usually on. Like I said before, this is my first time listening to a Snoh Aalegra project. But that slow mid-tempo bop, it like fits her perfectly. Like her voice is just, she has a great voice. I'll just put it that way. Neon Peace with Tyler the Creator. I love when Tyler the Creator branches outside himself and produce for other artists, especially R&B. It just sounds really good. From the writing credits I've seen, it's just them two on the writing credit, so that's pretty dope. Just how it comes on, dun, 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 dun. It's just like, yeah, that song immediately got added to the playlist as soon as I heard it. The Neptunes one and this one, yeah. I have a question for the viewers. Like, how come winter music can have a place in the summer, but summertime music rarely can live in the winter? Like you don't really play a lot of summer feel songs in the winter, but you'll play winter songs in the summer. Just a weird question. Just a weird observation I was thinking of the other day. We won't have to talk about it. Ooh, that's one of my favorites too. So as you can see, I'm loving where the album is going so far. She has a line in there. She says, "You say you really want to see me. You're only 2 miles away. All I see is FaceTime ringing. Guess you ain't got time today. That's okay. Cool. We won't have to talk about it. We won't have to talk about it." She has another line that probably my favorite in the song. And it's so slick. It's just in the chorus where she says, "You say you were in it for the long haul. I didn't even get the U-Haul. We didn't even get that far. I just thought, damn, she didn't even. They didn't get nowhere. They didn't even. From what I get from that line, it's like, damn, I didn't even move in. like we didn't even get that far yet, and we already had these problems, and we couldn't. Like it's just dope. Tangerine Dream. That's the one with the story about being on the plane and texting him like, "Are you on the blah 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 flight to New York?" And he's like, "Yeah." Then look behind you type stuff. Then they just seeing like your ex just seeing your ex in those places. And obviously they couldn't have ended on that much of a bad term because it seemed like the door was still open for the most part of this record. Like the whole album, it seemed like the door was still open for the most part. I could have misinterpreted that. Sorry, but I thought that was a cool story. Like it was just a cool story. Temporary High and Violet Skies, I think 2 different records, but I think they both serve as obviously the title track of the album. With the first one being Temporary High, I look at it like as an interlude because it's a short record. It's 2 verses, but it's very, very, very short. She has a line says, "I'm falling out of comfort, my friends. They not my friends. This life just makes me wonder all these temporary highs." 2 things, perception of the record. First, obviously, you think about love and everything of that nature. But then I thought about the music industry. I thought about just like the life of an artist and all the things that accompany that life is temporary highs. You're away from certain people all the time that you love, but the upside of that is that, okay, but I am living my dream in a way. You know what I'm saying? Like she has a line in there that kind of, it's a line in there that kind of gives off that vibe. But that was my second interpretation of that record. Then to go into Violet Skies, I'm going to say, I think the album should have ended there. I think the album should have ended at, what's that, track 9? Yeah, I think the album should have ended at track 9. I think, before I get into that, she has a line about the skies. She says, "I've always been a warrior, but I've always been a warrior." I thought that was a cool line. But I think the album would have been dope. I think the album would have been great if it would have just ended right there. Like from 10 to 15, to be truthfully honest with you, besides everything, I could do without the rest of those songs. And obviously, this is my first time listening to it. I'm pretty sure somewhere near 10 through 15, that's somebody's favorite song. So I'm not knocking that. And even on 10, The Moment, the second Tyler Creator one, it sounds like his song, Best Friend. He says on there, I'm a home wrecker, I'm a side nigga, I'm a home wrecker, da-da-da, da-da-da. Like, it's literally like, she does the same, da-da-da-da-da. Da-da-da-da-da. Like, it's like the same exact thing. I should put it in here so you can see. Save Yourself. I'm not mad at that record. It's not one of my favorites, like I mentioned, but it had those. Am I the only one that caught that it had like the Drew Hill drums in it? It had the Drew Hill drums in it from Beauty. Yeah, I think it had the Beauty drums in it. And so that stood out to me as well. Let me get into my best songs. We don't have to talk about it. In Your Eyes and Neon Peach. Worst song, I'm going to go with Taste. I just didn't like that record at all. And sorry to mention this, but the James Fauntleroy feature is probably my least favorite James Fauntleroy feature I ever heard in my life. I just didn't like it at all on here. Best line, she says, "Didn't know that love can change it, but then I woke up to a stranger." Yeah. As far as rating though, I'll give it a 3 out of 5. Like I said, I think 15 songs was too much. I think she could have ended it at 9 and I would have got the story. Yeah, that's pretty much it. Let's wrap this shit up though. In closing, when it comes to Snoh Aalegra's Temporary Highs and the Violet Skies, I'm going to go back and listen to the album that came out before this one because I don't want to make a judgment on the artist yet. I thought the album was good. Kind of lagged on a little bit too long for me. Yeah, at a certain point, I just stopped feeling it, if that makes sense. Like, I just stopped feeling the music. And it has nothing to do with her or her talents. She's obviously a great singer. And like I said before, I heard great things about her. So I'm going to go back and listen to the album that came out before this one just to see what everybody else sees, you know? And that's not a knock to anyone. with this album, it was just okay. And that's pretty much it. Don't forget to hit that like button, hit that subscribe button. Let me know in the comments what's some of your favorite records on here. What's your least favorite record on here? That's a new one I'm about to start asking people. What record you like the least on here? As a Snoh Aalegra fan, how does this album hold up to you? Just personally. As always though, fuck this review. I'm Tatum. Peace.